One of the most profound things Richard Ravenbrook pointed out is how hate, prejudice, and division in society are, well, learned behaviours. They don't just appear. And I think the heartbreaking reality is these divisions have been deeply fueled by fear and the narrative we're fed by society, especially after such polarising moments like the 2024 elections.
Yeah, it's wild when you really think about it, isn't it? Like, kids don't naturally go, oh, I don't like you because you're different. It's just, they're kids. They don't care about your background or what your religion or your hair colour. They're like, do you have snacks? Cool, let's be friends.
Exactly. Richard mentions this too. Children, before society teaches them otherwise, see each other as equals. And yet, as adults, we find ourselves entrenched in these divisions, whether they're formed by race, religion, or politics. It's this societal programming perpetuated by media narratives that shapes our biases over time.
Oh, totally. And speaking of that, going back to when I was in school in Melbourne, this still makes me smile. Our class was this total mashup of cultures. You'd have like kids who'd just moved from Vietnam, Italy, Greece, and me, just a kid with a weird obsession with koalas, right? And the coolest part? None of us ever thought, oh, she's different. It was more like, want to play footy or trade Pokemon cards? The regular critical life decisions at 12.
That's such a brilliant example. Back then, it wasn't about the differences, was it? It was about finding common ground, building connections over shared interests. And yet, as we grow older, the narratives around us focus so heavily on those differences.
And the fear. Oh, it's like the media's mantra. Fear, fear, fear. Let's stoke the fire. It's exhausting. I mean, have you noticed how the headlines about certain groups or issues are always framed to divide?
It's intentional, no doubt. Ravenbrook even points out how persistent exposure to negative portrayals generates unconscious biases. And here we are, falling right into their trap, becoming steeped in prejudice without fully realising it.
Yeah, and what makes it all so tragic is, at our core, we're born with this ability to just accept each other as we are, right? Like before hate gets shoved down our throats. Honestly, you've got to wonder, if kids can figure it out, why can't adults?
Perhaps because unlearning these behaviours requires deliberate effort. Recognising the roots of prejudice is one step, but confronting how deeply embedded it is, that takes time, empathy, and frankly, a willingness to listen. Hate doesn't have to win.
It's wild to think, isn't it? If unlearning hate starts with empathy and connection, how do we reconcile this contradiction, where something meant to bring people together, like religion, ends up being used to judge and divide? Wasn't the foundation supposed to be love and acceptance?
It's a layered issue, isn't it? I think Richard Ravenbrook explained it quite well. Over time, religious teachings have been moulded, interpreted by people to fit certain agendas. It ceases to be about connection or spirituality, and instead becomes a mechanism of control.
Oh, totally. It reminds me of those rules that people just blindly follow. Like, who decided these things in the first place? And honestly, some of these rules just feel so arbitrary.
They often are. Take Richard's critique of Project 2025, for instance. It illustrates how certain frameworks, based on rigid interpretations, can lead to harmful policies, stripping marginalised groups of their freedoms.
Right? It's almost dystopian. You've got to wonder how we keep falling into these traps of trying to control people's lives. Like, why is it so hard for folks to just let others live?
That's the question, isn't it? It's as if fear of the unknown drives this need for control. But the irony is, spiritual maturity isn't about control. It's about love, grace, and above all, freedom. And Ruby, it reminds me, it wasn't too long ago when I attended an interfaith dialogue in London.
Oh yeah? What happened there?
It was fascinating. People from all kinds of spiritual backgrounds, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, even some pagan practitioners, came together to discuss their beliefs. But the remarkable part was, nobody argued. Instead, we listened to each other.
Wait, nobody argued? Are you serious? That sounds refreshing. Like, sign me up for that.
I mean it. It was a reminder that authentic spiritual encounters break down barriers. People laid aside doctrines and myths and just shared from their hearts. And you know what came out of it?
Respect?
Exactly, respect and understanding. I think that's what Richard was getting at when he said love, real, unconditional love, is the foundation. It brings freedom, not division.
Okay, but that's got to take some serious effort, yeah? Like not just saying I respect you, but actually letting go of those judgmental instincts, especially when you've been, I don't know, programmed to think otherwise.
Precisely, it's no small task to dismantle years, sometimes generations, of doctrines that fuel distrust and exclusion, but it's necessary. As Richard said, holding on to dogma only perpetuates fear and hate.
And I guess we're all guilty of it in some way. Like even if we don't mean to, we judge. It's just so ingrained in us. But if we don't start unlearning that now, where does it even end?
That's the challenge, isn't it? To replace judgment with curiosity, fear with compassion. It's a shift in perspective that could truly transform society, but only if we're willing to put in the work. It's true, Ruby. Breaking out of those patterns of judgment takes work, but it's worth it. It reminds me of something Richard Ravenbrook said about freedom, not just as a societal or governmental idea, but as a deeply personal part of our spiritual journey. He talks about the freedom to love, to believe, or not believe, and to live authentically without fear of judgment or control. That resonates, doesn't it?
Oh, 100%. And let's be real, it's also kind of radical, right? Like saying love and liberty go hand in hand. I feel like so often we just pit it all against each other. Freedom versus rules, love versus fear. It's exhausting.
It is, and Richard's message is so courageous because it challenges those binaries. He's asking us to dismantle these ideas of control and judgment that have been drilled into us and replace them with love and acceptance.
Yeah, but that's the catch, isn't it? It sounds simple, just love people, but actually doing it. I mean, Eric, how do we even start? How do we choose love when society feels like it's swimming in fear?
Great question. I think it starts with self-awareness. Richard mentioned how critical it is to stop judging, for us to reflect on why we feel the way we do about others. Is it fear? Is it something we've been taught? If we can pinpoint those origins, that's when change becomes possible. And, well, by choosing to nurture curiosity instead of judgment, we break that cycle.
Oh, fine. Self-awareness. Yeah, I hear you. Introspection and all that good stuff. But just between you and me, that's hard work. Have you seen social media? You scroll once and bam, fear, hate, division. It's like everyone's pressed the panic button all at once.
And stepping away from that noise is part of the challenge, isn't it? Disconnecting from narratives designed to divide us and focusing instead on forging genuine connections.
Oh, like actually talking to people? Revolutionary? Let me just write that down in bold. Try talking to humans.
Well, it's a start, isn't it? Talk, listen, empathize. Build relationships not on conformity or control, but on mutual respect. As Ravenbrook said, love isn't about agreeing with everyone. It's about creating space where everyone feels valued. That's freedom.
And it kind of sounds freeing too, doesn't it? Like, imagine not having to control or fix people and just letting them be. Honestly, what a weight off.
Precisely. Letting go of that need to control, to judge, it liberates us as much as it liberates others. And if there's one takeaway from this episode, it's that choosing love over fear isn't just a lofty ideal. It's a practice we can and must work on every day.
Yeah. And look, if Ravenbrook's message doesn't light a fire under us, then what will, huh? Let's just start small. Smile at a neighbor, cut someone some slack online, or, I don't know, compliment their Pokemon card collection if you're feeling retro. Baby steps, right?
Absolutely. And on that note, let's leave our listeners with this. The change we want starts with us. It's about finding that balance between being true to ourselves and creating space for others to do the same. Love and liberty, side by side.
So go on then. Choose love, people. You've got this. And hey, bonus, you'll probably feel a lot lighter without all that judgment weighing you down.
Indeed. And with that, thank you for joining us on this journey today. Remember, every small act of love, every step toward understanding, matters. Until next time, choose love, choose freedom.
Bye for now, and don't forget to share the love on your way out.